Hello, chillins, and welcome to my author page. So, this week has been excellent because I got some new technology. So I'm going to a school, Full Sail University, and they offer up free, well, not free, you do pay for the things, but it's like included, it's like a package. Anyway, I got a whole bunch of Adobe Creative Cloud stuff, pretty much all the apps available. So now I can use that stuff for school and my personal things, which is awesome. So I'm very happy about that. Okay, now that I have coffee in me, I can talk about today's topic, which is setting up a book cover with Canva.com. So if you're not aware of Canva and what it does, it's pretty much a site where you can do a bunch of artsy design sort of things. So they have like stuff to where you can make like Facebook posts and make the Facebook post all pretty and everything. You can make Instagram, lots of social media. You can make book covers. You can make a whole bunch of cool stuff with design implementations. They have templates. They have lots of stock photos, which some of them are pretty good. Some of them are like, eh. They have a lot of illustrations, but we will go into that very soon. So, how to make a book cover on Canva. So you're going to want to start with kind of like a blank sheet, and they give you options on the upper, like they give you a carousel of options on the top of the page. And you can either pick, let's see, they have two ebook options. One is Kindle, and then the other is like epub.mobi. I chose the Kindle. It was okay. I mean, it works really well for the Kindle, obviously, but when I tried to make a book cover for a physical copy of my book, it didn't work out so well. So that will be remedied very soon. But today we're going to be talking about ebook covers. So you start with that, and it's really good to kind of sketch out what you like have in mind. So you're like, okay, I'm a horror writer, so, well, mostly. I'm a horror writer. I want something that looks creepy, something that looks dark, gritty. So typically the colors that I go with are like blue, like dark blue, dark green, red, purple, colors like that. For my book covers, I've used a bunch of different colors for my books. But yeah, kind of think about, kind of like do a rough draft, like brainstorm about what you want your cover to look like. Just kind of like have a piece of paper. I want it to look like this. I want the title at the top, or I want it at the bottom. Think about the kind of font that you want it to look like and things like that. Just have a like rough image of what you like to look, what you want it to look like. Because if you don't, I mean, it's not necessarily bad if you don't. It's just kind of clunky. It's kind of annoying. So if you're the kind of person that likes to plan ahead, definitely set it up inside your mind, write it down, draw it, use Adobe Photoshop, whatever. Though at this point, Adobe Photoshop might be more advanced than Canva, depending on how skilled you are. But we're just going to go with the basics. So after that, you get the Kindle or the epub.mobi, whichever one you want, and you set up, and it's going to be blank, like literally white. So on the side, they have several options for you to choose from. You can either make it directly exactly as you want, like fresh off, like just blank whatever piece of paper, and then you can put like, you can customize it to exactly what you want. If you like a little more direction, they have templates on the side. So there's a little on the left-hand side. This is my left. Probably look like this for you. Anyways, on the left-hand side, you're going to see a bunch of different options labeled for templates. It's going to say templates. It's going to say like photos. It's going to say illustrations. It's going to say layouts. And the layouts and the templates are a little different. So the layout is going to be kind of like mostly for pictures, if I'm going to be honest. Like if you want like 3 pictures on the front of your thing, of your cover, if you want like 3 pictures, like say you want something that has like, if you're doing like nonfiction, this is typically sometimes what I've seen is that there's like a picture here, there's like a picture here, and like underneath both of them is like a long rectangle picture. That's what the layout essentially does. Not the templates. The templates are kind of already done for you. You can change the font on the templates. You can change most of the coloring, though usually the coloring is already picked out for you. There's already a picture in place. I mean, you can change out the picture. I mean, you can do kind of whatever you want, but it gives you kind of like a direction to go in. With the layout, you're kind of on your own, which is not necessarily a bad thing. It's just you have to be really creative, which is fine if some of you are creative like that. But if you like direction, I would definitely go with the template. Because the template's going to set it up for you. It's going to say, okay, your title is going to be at the top. Your name or subtitle is going to be like right below or whatever. And you're going to have this kind of border. You're going to have this picture. Excuse me. So it's going to already give you like an option, like the basic layout. You can change the coloring, you can change the font. The thing about Canva is that they do have limited fonts. They're kind of cool, but if you want a very stylistic, the more stylistic you want to be, the less Canva has to offer you. Canva's great, but it does, especially if it's a free program, which I'm using, there's a limit. It's nice, but there is a limit. And if you want something specific, you're going to have to either pay for it, or you're going to have to install some stuff of your own, which means that you have to pay for it. So, I believe a Canva membership, last time I looked, is $9.99 a month, $10. So if you're okay with investing that, that's awesome. A lot of the times I got away with using stuff that you had to pay for, but I was like, just use the watermarks. And in some cases, you can't see the watermarks because most of the stuff that I did was black. So the watermarks were kind of like hidden. You couldn't really see them. I mean, it was really difficult to see, so I got away with that. But anyway, I got off on a crazy tangent. Sorry about that. I blame coffee. So after you set up the templates or the layouts, you're going to go and do the cool stuff. So Canva works in layers. So you're going to want to think, what's in the background? So let's say I want to build a book cover that's green in the background. Like, you put the green background on, and they do have a background option if you didn't use the template. The template already has a background for you. But you can switch out the background for the template. It's pretty easy to customize the experience. Customize the experience, that sounds kind of like a... I'll leave that to your imagination. Anyway, so after that, you set up your background, and you kind of work up, like, the background, usually the border, though I don't see too many people using borders. I love borders, honestly. I think they're really interesting, old-fashioned. I love old-fashioned looking books. I think they're awesome. So if you want to go that way, then you can put the border right over the background. Let's do this as a background because it's left to right. Background, and then your little border. So, and then the title and everything, they have a bunch of fonts. Again, if you're extremely stylized, then you might not find as much as you want, but if you're cool with using something that looks kind of like what you want, then it's good. You're a happy camper. So, they have a bunch of colors that you can change the background to. They have a bunch of they have filters. So if you pick out something that's already used, then you can use a filter on it. They have a lot of photos, a lot of stock photos. They're pretty decent. And if you're really good with manipulating photographs and stuff, then you probably will be pretty happy because they have a lot of things on there for free. You'll have to pay for certain things, but other than that, it's pretty nice. So you put your background, put your font, your name, your title, and that's pretty much the basics. I mean, all you have to do left is save it. I mean, it's mostly up to you, obviously, because this is your book cover. A warning that I would have is that, I mean, besides paying for things, there's a lot of things that I typed in, because there is a little search bar at the top of all the options that you can have, like the font and the pictures and everything. You type it in, you say, I want creepy tree, because I had creepy trees on my cover one time. And it showed me super like really basic looking like illustrations, and I was not very pleased. I mean, I don't want to bash on the company, but you know, it's for free. So I mean, I'm not going to complain that much. It's free. That's fine. I'm not going to complain. But for $10 a month, the styles that they had weren't exactly what I wanted, and I would prefer to use Adobe Photoshop and I do things that way. So, but yeah, that's a basic Canva for you. So, I know I've been MIA for like a week. I think it's been a week. I'm going to assume it's been a week. So many things are going down, and I am slowly building my author career and doing all these crazy things. And I'm not saying that I'm going to stop doing videos. Actually, it is my hope that my videos will be of higher quality and more entertaining and actually have an intro and outro, which is why I'm going to practice with my Adobe Photoshop and all the cool Adobe Creative Cloud things I got. It's going to be pretty awesome. So for the time being, I'm going to discuss various writing tips I think would be most useful for this channel, because it's my author channel, and I'm thinking of merging my author channel with my other channel because they're so similar. I mean, the only thing that's really different is my philosophy of death, my thanatology talks, which I'm probably only going to do like once a month. The book that I'm reading by Caitlin Doty is going a little slow. It's not a bad book. It's just things happen. You know, I'm having difficulty reading it, and it's like always at the back of my mind, like, oh, I got to read that book. So my thanatology talks probably will not be that often. So things are probably going to merge together. Goals are going to change. Things are going to evolve. It's cool. So for next week, I will discuss writing a novel from scratch. And when I say that, I mean writing a novel with no outline. Scary. It is kind of scary for some people that hate looking at a blank page. I mean, I kind of got over that a long time ago, and I want to pass on my experiences to you and make it to where it's less difficult to begin a novel with nothing. Because I think, and the reason why I'm doing this is because I think that you get the most raw ideas out of just writing. You get like the first-hand thing. You see, for me, I'm a big proponent of character development. I love character development. That's my thing. That's what drives most of my stories. So if you're like that, then you might find some of this information useful. So that will be the topic for next week. And in other news, I will probably be merging my other channel with this one because I want to keep things nice and consistent and pretty. So that is all I have for you today, chillins. I hope you have an amazing Sunday. See you next week.